Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome everyone who's already on. Thank you so much for being prompt and early. And I'm ready. I've had an interesting day today. Went for a drive. I have a friend staying with me. Went for a long drive and it was nice weather, meaning that it wasn't snowing or raining. By the time we came back, it was raining. Today, I looked into my Insight little God book of seeing what it's saying it has, and I'm going to put its first side says, excuse my voice, I'll have a drink of water, just make it a little easier. When I let go of trying to fix others, I can begin loving me. That's one side. I'll show you that side right now. I think you can see that there. On the other side, it says, when I let go of trying to control, I find myself more in control. That's because we have a bigger choice that we can make on how we want to respond. I had another little card. Oh, here it is. And I picked up just a little abundance angel card, and it says creativity. We all need that. So I'm going to put that up there as a reminder, or as if I have time to read it, to look through. I really see that the people on here now, what I'm just going to ask for those of you that are new, if you put your questions out, Marianne, hello, and all the others that are here, the family is here. How wonderful. Good to see you. What I would like is if you have a question that you want a treatment for, or a situation you want a treatment for, is that you write it out. And if it's like a question, almost like a question type, I want you to pick 3 numbers between 1 and 22. If you place that in, I will ask for them if I feel that I need a little bit more to concentrate of the direction it wants to go. Marion has, and a couple of people have already told me what they want me to give treatments for. And that's a good idea sometimes to do that. You can email me, text me, or whatever. And because I have heard some people trying to get things through and then they get stuck and they can't get it. So the best thing is to let me know beforehand. I need to know before 6 o'clock. Because that's about an hour before we begin, and then I begin to get myself ready. So I'm going to begin here doing the first treatment what I always do for, if your question isn't up here, Karen, welcome, dear. If that question is not up on here for me to peer and read, what I do is I just say Miss, and the first person I am going to do a treatment for is Miss C, because they're not on here. So I feel just for anonymity, I'll just say Miss C. So as I move into treatment, now some of you new may not know exactly what treatment is. It's a type of prayer that I have been using for years. I learned it many years ago. And because I'm also psychic, then often it's just not the simple formula. I also get other things that come in. So that's why I call them mental mind treatments. I find them very effective for myself and for others. So here we go. This is what we do. Okay, as I move into treating for Miss C, I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that we're all connected to this essence that allows and to come through for each one of us. So I speak my word for Miss C. As I speak my word for Miss C, I know that there is an opening for growth and light and love and a wonderment of self and the creativity of self. I also know that this occurs easily and naturally as the darkness leaves and the light moves stronger and stronger. With every breath that Miss C does and takes and is with, there is a feeling of more relaxation, a more in a connection, and a more clarity in the mind about where and what is the next step. I give thanks in knowing this. I give thanks in knowing that Miss C will have clarity and will have an understanding, becoming more aware of the next step within her life. I give thanks in the knowingness of this, and I release this thought, knowing it is done and it is true. And so it is. Amen. So because Karen here, I always say, oh yes, I look for Miss Karen because she is there most every Monday. Okay. She says, hi, Norma. Great transformation session last week. I would love a treatment to feel more connected to life. Okay. As this power, this one power that's in all things, I'm connect with that, so therefore I am also connected with Karen. And as I'm connected with Karen in the understanding of life and the beingness of life, I give thanks in knowing that I feel this connection of my own self. And it's like a breath, a beat, you might say a heartbeat, but I feel like it's a breath beat. Never heard of it, but that's what it says. It feels like a breath beat that when I breathe, I feel the connection not only to the life, but to myself. And in myself, I grow in a sense of a direction of being. And as that direction moves stronger and stronger within myself, it's like a breathe out, which no longer resides or lives or comes with me. It's like I breathe out. And there was a saying I remember years ago learning breathing in what you love and breathing out anything else that's not that. So I feel here it's about breathing out doubt, breathing out resistance, breathing out anybody else's energy. It is becoming self in the fullness of who you are, Karen. And as you come into the fullness of who you are, what it does, it just brings about such a delight in awareness. It's like instead of maybe just looking down at my booklet that I have in front of me here, it's like I'm looking out and seeing the horizon. I'm seeing the sunrise. I'm seeing growth. It's like new plants, new awareness. And so it is this wonderful sense of being a part of it all. So it's an extension of all that there is in the growth and the process of life. I give thanks in knowing that Karen is moving into that space of being aware that she is part of it, that the love that is there for her can come in and grow and sparkle so that she is one with the breath of life, with the growth of life, and with the essence of life. It just feels freeing and peaceful. It's so peaceful. And I want to thank you because I can feel that peace. And I just want to, as I release this thought, I know it is true for Karen, but I also know it's true for any of us that want to be at one with all that there is. And so I give this tremendous thank you that moves out in all areas of ways, peace and love and understanding of acceptance of the wonder of life. And I release this knowing it is true by saying, and so it is. Amen. And Karen says, I love that. I tend to hold my breath. So, and it says, so and then it's gone off. So, but anyway, yeah, it's like breathe with the essence of life. The essence of life is all that there is. And I see that, yeah, Yuli's there. And now Kayla is there. And Kayla, I have yours down. So I'm going to do that next for sure. Remember, for those of you that are on here, just write in what it is you would like me to do the treatment for yourself. We have lots of time yet available. Okay, this is for Kayla, who's on there, but I had her text earlier. And I thought about what to say. And that's the one thing when I get earlier, sometimes I can have a little bit more time, say, okay, what exactly is this? But as I treat, it often comes into the direction of who and how and what it all works. I know that there is one power that is in all of us and one connection and one great loving force. I also know that Kayla is connected to this force, that this force walks with her, speaks with her, and allows her to be all that she can be. I know that within this, that there is a deep connection that she has to the light is also one that radiates out and takes care of symptoms that arise. Therefore, they can also be breathed out Interesting. And also a sense that they can disappear and move, that you've got the message to rest, to not fret. There's a fretness in here, I feel, and to let go of the fretting of, oh, maybe it's not going to work, or maybe I'm not going to. It's like a maybes and fretting and worry. I just want to put them in a little paper bag and just send them off into the wind and know that there is only light and love and essence. But it's really important to allow the light to do its work. There has to be room, not only in the mental, but in the physical. It's like a coming together in all alignment. It reminds me of some of those things that you see where there's this huge shaft of light that breaks into a big star. It's like allowing the light to work, excuse me, in a whole essence of way. And in that essence, it just becomes, and all the little, and I know they're not little to you, but the little symptoms here, the disconnects, it's disconnections that just disappear, because with the rest and no worries, no fretting, everything comes into an alignment, and the light shines bright in the heart, in the mind, and I'm going to say also in your feet. Connection to the earth is important here, connection to the heart, and the movement within your auric space. It's like the connection above in the heart, in the feet, come all out into the aura, and it's just like a little bright spark. I know that this connection, this letting go of the worry and the concern and the true rest that is required and the physical, that there is light and love in all ways. I give thanks in knowing that symptoms are disappearing. I give thanks in knowing that the inner light comes into belief, confidence, and awareness, and that the rest gives the way forward, that shows the way forward, is the way forward. And for this knowingness, as I release this thought, knowing that it is true, I truly say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Okay, now I've got lots of different things here. Okay, yes, I know this is Justine. I would love a treatment to invite more financial opportunities that value my worth as I value mine, and receive help and support from others that is honest. Interesting. Okay, now we've got about 2 or 3 things in there. So let me just find where I want to go with that. Financial support I get. Just a minute. I've learned to make notes because I forget sometimes when I start where I'm going. Hang on. And that value the worth, right? And I think the other is going to come automatically. Okay. Knowing the one power and the one essence, that it means that we're all connected. I speak my word for Justine. As I speak my word for Justine, it's as though my arms are open, and it's almost like I form a cross with my arms being open, but I also want to move my hands like this to make it like out all the way, but my hands are like this, so it focuses inside and forward. I know that the financial opportunities are there, and it's kind of like a big scope that pulls them in. It's like not only do you just say, okay, here I am, it's like you put the thought out to come to me, the financials that supports me, number one, and my work, number two, that so that you can become and have the value that you know. It's really interesting that my voice is all croaking on this, that you know. I think the value that you have, the value that you see is to where you are and how you want to be. I think the value, you need to know deep inside yourself that you have value for you. And anything that is not of value, or anything that you feel blocks you, it's your feeling, you release and let go, and then call in those financial supports, those that will believe in you, know you, and be with you. It's like a tuning fork. When you hit a tuning fork, there's a vibration. You have to become the vibrational tuning fork, putting the message out that says, come to me. You don't have to know what it is. You just need to know it is going to have value, because that is where you come from, is the sense of that you have value. Now bring it to me and let the universe do that. Just bring it. Don't, it's not that you have to go looking for it. You already know things have come to you. But I think you need to add more ideal of your value to it, which will make the difference. I feel excited inside about this, because it's like I have lots of threads coming in, and therefore you're going to be able to choose, this is something I really want to do, this I don't maybe really want to do, so that you'll have choice in the direction of where you want to go and what you want to do. And so consequently, I feel filled of gratitude and knowing that what it is that you want to receive will come with ease, with grace, with wonder, and is just beautiful. And I give thanks in knowing this as I release this thought, knowing it is already done. Those opportunities are here now. And so it is. Amen. Okay, now I just want to make sure where I've got everything here. I'm just trying to figure out where I am blocking, because it is tricky, and I would be there to be more. There would be more coming and more steady. I think you just have to direct it. That's okay. We got that'll answer. Celine F. I would like to clear the fear around the change coming up, and that I have. Oh, and then you have protection. Okay. Hang on. Change. Now you've given me one of the words that I talk about often on a Wednesday, and it's the word called protection. Now I'm gonna before I start treating for this, Celine, just a little thought to think about. If you are really wanting protection, then you have to create things to be protected from. If you are strong in the light, which is our love universal energy, if you are strong in that, you know that your light is stronger than anything else that is pretty well out there. And people who live according to that make it easier. So I always feel within the protection element is actually to make you stronger in the belief in you, knowing your power, knowing that you're not power over, because we talk something else I talk about, but I just need to say that I have a protection means that you're fearful, and you will, and unfortunately we tend to create it. So it's better to move into a different perspective so that you can find your own, the power of light and love. So that's where it is here. So what we're going to do here, so yeah, and fear has a lot to do with that, because when we're fearful of something, guess what? We attract it. It's because we're not seeing the love and the being able to transform. The fear blocks us and holds us, and we forget to transform. So Celine, let's see what we get here. There is one power and one essence that is in all things and connects all of us. And it is knowing this power that there is a sense of peace that can come within, and we can release fear. The acronym of fear is false evidence appearing real, but we buy into it very often, and it's very easy to, and we give it power rather than seeing the belief and the strength. I feel when I tune in a little deeper here that there has been a lot that has gone. I don't have your age here. I kind of always like to have ages because that makes a difference. But it's like I feel that fear was put into you very young, and it really has never ever really been addressed. It's been poked at. I feel it's been poked at. It's been looked at. but it's not ever being released in a way. It's one of the, actually, it's one of the things I do with clients is releasing a lot of fear, especially I've had over the last couple of years, so much anxiety that people have had, and bringing and strengthening their energy, their system, their awareness of who they truly are. I feel I want to live. I find my head has not come up since I moved into your vibration. It's been very concentrated on where I make my notes here. I want you to look up. I want you to practice this. I want you to look up with your chin. They're not too high because then you're heading into your head, but I want your chin to be always equal. And then you look out, and I want you to concentrate on the things that you like looking at. I want you to be able to look at a tree, or like right now, today, we've had a lot of deer walking around here, and they're losing their winter coat already. But it's like looking at things and beginning to appreciate beauty and whatever else you see, because it's a reflection of you. Don't look at the things that you don't like. Don't look at things that you are maybe fearful of. Just look at things that, and even if you did this a few minutes every day, what would begin to happen is your inner core would begin to reflect so much more. You would see more, and your whole fear element would begin to leave. It would start, it's not something that happens overnight often, but that's why I say lift your chin up, look out, find something you really like. Could be a sunset or a cloud. Sometimes I take pictures of the sunsets here, not now because it's all cloudy, but sunsets, or down by the lake, and I take a picture of the lake. Sometimes I even put them up on Facebook. But it's like, where do you go where you see beauty? I want you to see beauty. I want you to see strength. I want you to see things that inspire you. I want you to be able to have your head up, knowing that the fear is false evidence appearing real. It is manufactured, and we buy into it, and we go, oh, what if this happens? And what if that happens? Well, if you've got time or ever want to, it's interesting because on Wednesday in my Norma talks, which is my longer talk period, I'm going to be talking a little bit about creating and how what we think, how it affects our lives. And if we can, you don't have to watch it when I actually put it up on Wednesday, but it'll be there coming up on Wednesday morning. Because, sometimes we have to change how we perceive the world. And it's about allowing yourself to be open. That so far, obviously, hasn't worked, however you're doing it, because you wouldn't be saying to me, you want to change and you want protection. The best protection is you, your inner core, your inner heart, the beauty of the world. We took my friend for a drive today. It's been snowing for days, not in the last few, but before that. And we drove around a circle and looked at the mountains, which were all covered in snow. And luckily the roads were clear, which is why I said, okay, I'll take you on this drive. And we looked at all the scenes that in the summertime, when she has visited, have been very different than now with all the snow. But it's beautiful, beautiful. It's different, but it's beautiful. Find beauty. And I know that in this, I've talked a lot besides in the treatment, but that's what is necessary here, is to have a different perspective and be thankful. Move into gratitude. Gratitude. Thank you every day for what you see that you like. Move the energy out. Make it work. Thankfulness. And I give thankfulness right now that you came on tonight. You've put this up there, and that you have an opportunity here to be able to change the vibration of your life, so that you not only see the beauty, you feel beautiful, and you know that you are worthy to have things exactly the way that you want. I give thanks in knowing, Celine. I give thanks in knowing this, because there is love and light everywhere, and it's there for you. So we release this thought, knowing that it is true and it is done. And thank you very, very much for coming on. And I really, truly trust that you listen to the words I've said. Okay, where we go here. There she is there. Okay. Oh, okay. At the bottom here, she says, "Thank you, Norma. Thank you. Very clear message for me. Makes my heart. Thank you very much." Okay, Stanley. Hi, Norma. Stan, I haven't seen you for so many years. You moved away. It has been many years since we first met, but the impression you left was truly memorial. I have to laugh at that. I would love a treatment on building self-confidence and kind regards. Okay, so Stanley and self-confidence. Okay, I got it. You know, sometimes self-confidence is a funny thing because there's many levels of it. But as I'm just going to go into treatment and see where I find it, okay, and what comes up. I know in the one power and the one essence, and that as I speak my word for Stanley, it's not so much self-confidence, self-realization. It's realizing that what it is you truly desire is within reach. I just feel I have to reach, and I don't want to put it right in the screen, but I feel like I have to just reach out and grab it. And rather than waiting for it to come, it's like saying, no, this is what I want. I feel that maybe you were not used to claiming what you wanted when you were young. And because of that, what happens is that it always feels like things might evade a little bit, like you misses somehow because it doesn't come right in. Now, there's two parts to this. One part is that you haven't gone out and grabbed it. But the other part is that you don't really believe, and I use this word deserving a bit here, that you deserve it. It's like, oh, well, I don't know, somebody else might need it, or this might have it, or they should have it, or whatever. I'm just saying, each one of us is a light. Each one of us is connected to the great power. And as we're connected to the great power, we have to allow our share. The light is not, okay, let me put it this way. We put a light on in the room, and the light will fill the room up. So anybody that's in that room has a share of that light. The light of love is the same. It is everywhere. And if you want a part of that to light you up, you just claim it. It's allowing the love in. It is letting go of the disbelief that we're not good enough. It is knowing that if you want something, you can have it if you choose for it, number one. Now, there's a few more steps in there, I'll agree. But it's like the basic line is, I deserve. I want, I deserve. Doesn't mean you take away from anyone else. Light is everywhere. When, as I said, you turn the light on the room, who's ever in the room has the share of the light. They may have to adjust their book or something if the light's a certain angle. But it's like knowing it's there for you. Universal love force is there for you. Now, whatever you call that universal love force, I don't care what you call it. It's there. It loves you beyond measure. Stanley, you must realize this. The universal love force cares for you. It wants you to succeed. It wants you to be aware. And as I teach, that all comes first of all from the thoughts, then the feelings, and then how you respond. And I do a lot of speaking on that. But the key here is to know that you deserve it. I really feel for you. I don't think you ever claimed. You just went along. And oh, well, that's good enough. That's well enough. I did okay. It's okay. But no, it's not okay. Bring it in and really think about, do I really want this? Because this is not a self-confidence, kiddo. This is is acceptance of what's available to you and allowing it in and knowing you are worthy to receive it. So I give thanks. I give thanks in knowing that Stanley is ready to open up to life and say, yes, I deserve and I am willing to do and go where I want so I can be confident in who I am and what I want to achieve. I give thanks in the knowing of this, and I know that it is done and it is true. The path is actually clear. Just walk it and just rejoice and be thankful. Give lots of thanks. and it will multiply. I give thanks in knowing this for Stanley, and I give thanks as I release it by saying, and so it is. Amen. God bless. Okay. Oh, okay. Hi, Norma. I am getting ready for retirement this coming summer. I would like to receive a treatment to finish my stressful and sometimes unbearable workplace with peace and happiness. I think that you've already got that. You don't say exactly when that will be, but it will come about. I just want to make sure I can say it. Danula, I think it is. Danula. I sometimes have pronunciation issues. And I have to accept that. Okay, Danula, here we go. Oh, I feel a lot of excitement around you, actually. So I just feel excitement, like pathways opening up. You mentioned retirement, but I just feel you're going to be doing something different. It's like retirement. Often we think of retirement just going back, not doing anything. No, that's going to open you up. So, okay, I know I'm getting myself sidetracked here. Apologies. I know there is one power, and I know that you're connected to this power, and this power is actually does give you peace and happiness and allowing. It's the stress that you take home as a little package on your back. And so that you feel I'm tired. Oh, I don't know how long I can handle this. Oh, but it's because you don't let the package down. The package needs to be unclipped, put down when you leave the building. Leave it beside the door or something. Leave it before you go out the door. Just don't take it home. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about it. You're not working. You're going home to relax, to enjoy, to be peaceful and happy, and plan for these other activities that I see happening, because it feels like they're already coming into being, but they're out there still. Now, so it basically, peace and happiness is yours if you let the burdens down, if you let the worry go. I feel you take on, like some people are empaths and they take on other people's energy. And I think this is part of the problem. Become aware of what's mine and what's somebody else's. And so that you're able to release other people's, and you just can bring it down into a nice, easy movement. And you go home and you feel comfortable, you feel peaceful, you get happy, you do things that make you feel good. And you just literally do not worry about what it is that you had to deal with during the day. If you do that every day, you're going to not only feel lighter, but you're going to feel excited. And because it's excitement. Now, it's just not really just, yes, I know it's nice to feel peaceful and happy and all that, but I feel the excitement about life. It's a new life that you're going into, new awareness, new growth, new happiness. Wonderful. So I give thanks in knowing this, that all you need to do is lay the burdens down from the day that have nothing to do with, don't take them home. Please leave them. And allow the light of love to come in and expand. It's like an expansion of you in a happy, peaceful way. I give thanks in the knowing of this, and I give thanks for knowing that life will be good. Life is good and will be better. And so thank you. And so it is. Amen. Okay, I just want to catch up with my notes. Kayla says, thank you very much. Celine F says, thank you. Oh, yes, you did. I think I might have read that already, but thank you. Very clear message for me. Yes, it was. Stanley, thank you, Norma. Your words are true as always. Bless you. I appreciate your kind and wise words. I do. And remember, you can always come back and revisit this and re-listen, because when hurt, you can record it and then you can play it to yourself. And because it's not that, it's only this true for this moment. It's true anytime you want to re-listen to it. Okay, I'm going back to my list. And I thank you for all the thank yous. I really do. I appreciate all the thank yous. Okay, I'm going to, for Mr. J, who's on my list, not here. I know there is one power and there's one essence in this world. And I know also that many people move to a place where it is so dark that they don't allow the light in. They just don't believe. They don't trust. They just feel that there's no hope. So therefore, as I speak my word for Jeff, I know that the light is available. And I know that the light can transform the inner darkness. And in holding that energy of knowing this, that the light can penetrate into the darkness and allow Mr. J to begin to slowly and surely recognize there are other alternatives in life. As those alternatives become more obvious, as those of us that have Mr. J's, you might say, betterment in our minds and our hearts, that light will strengthen, deepen, and broaden with him, so that the light begins to transform the dark in a very slow, but it's a very ongoing process, and allows Mr. J to see and feel in a different way as the light begins to grow. So I know that every breath that Mr. J takes, no matter how dark it is, as he breathes out, the dark will go. And as he breathes in, the light will come in and work away at transforming the inner darkness. I give thanks of knowing that Mr. J can use his breath in bringing in the light and breathing out the dark, so that this may grow to the point where his awareness and his mental and emotional take on a whole different perception. I give thanks as I release this thought, knowing that it is done, that it is beginning to move the dark out so the light can transform. And I truly say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Now I'm going to speak my word for my friend who is here with me tonight. So I'm just going to say Miss M, because she doesn't have her name. I don't think it's up there, but so I'm going to say it. She knows who she is, and some others know who she is. So as we come together in our one mind and one essence of being, and knowing that the connection to the one power and the one love and the one essence, I speak my word from Miss M in this moment of time. I also know that whatever brain disconnections occurred in the past are totally and 100% rewiring themselves, even as I speak, to become totally connected in the present. That any mental, emotional neurons, it's very tiny, it's like tiny needle neurons, are all connecting. And it's like any bruising is just being replaced with movement. So it's like when we have a bruise, I sometimes have bruises on my arms or something. I don't have any, but it discolors. And then as the blood comes in and takes the discoloration away, then what begins to happen, the blood moves through. And the same thing can happen when you have a fall and your brain has been hurt. And it feels like everything is fine, but there's still a disconnect. So we know at this moment of time that any disconnections within the brain will transform so the present allows connection. So that once more, both sides of the brains communicate, that there is ease, there is a releasing of any other strain or stress that has been there. So there is only light, love, intelligent matter of being, so that the body works totally beautifully in accord as to how it was originally presented. I give thanks in the knowing of this, not only for Miss M, but for myself and for anybody else out there who wants to know that, yes, it can all be transformed in love and light and ease. And so I give thanks in this knowing this, that there is one power, one essence that's in all things, and especially for Miss M at this moment and into the future. And so it is. Amen. Okay. Couple more to go here. We're pretty good on the time. Next one is for Miss C. I know there is one power in one essence, and I know that it is important to be open to belief in the self, to believe in the self, to know that you do the best you can at any situation. That failure is a perception. Sometimes it may seem like we fail, but in fact, all it's proven that what it was we were doing wasn't quite maybe in alignment or working effectively. It's not a disaster like often we think it is, because life goes on and there are new opportunities and new awarenesses. So I know from Miss C that the desire and the knowing of believing in self and being able to open up and create what it is she wants to create is done with ease, with grace, with awareness as she moves forward. And for this, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. I've done lots of work on that. So there's just a tightening it up. Now, the last person I have here, unless we have another person put up something else, is Miss R. Knowing there is one power and one essence, I know that when I speak my word for Miss R, that the desired house sale will go through. That will be done. But the true goal here is really movement into another place. And very often this happens where the step to achieve what one really wants appears to be the main objective. In this case, a particular house selling. But the real value of what it wants, if the house sells, there is monies to purchase the house they want. So the real goal is to be able to purchase the house. And so therefore, my treatment for Rosanna is that the goal that she truly desires is achieved with ease and grace. That the desire of the goal that she really wants is where the energy goes, because then the house sale that that she has it planned, that this is what's going to happen, will be done with ease, because she becomes aware that the main objective is the movement, the purchase of this other house. I give thanks for Rosanna. I give thanks for the knowingness that she will see that by getting worried and getting concerned and getting anxious for her house sale, or the house, she doesn't live in that house, it just has a property to sell, that all it's doing is hindering her creating her goal. I really pray that that's what it is. I have tried to explain this to her. She doesn't get it. So I'm treating for it because I want her to get it, because I would like her to reach her goal, which is the acquisition of this other property that she wants. But I also want for those that listens to hear, to make sure you go for the appropriate goal, the end result, not the step. A step is a step. And sometimes in the magnificence of how the universe works for us, if we are concentrating on the end goal, other things fall into place, and that can be selling of the house. It could be also many other things that brings this other place into being. Life is such a beautiful way in so many ways of unfolding and developing. And I know when I treat for Rosanna, I kind of smile because, I'm supposed to treat for, please treat for the house to sell, but that's not the end result. So I want you to think about that. What is the end result? I mean, I know we all, like, we have health. I have health issues. In fact, I have my own health issues written down here, but I piggybacked on my friends. It's like we know that we're not always perfect, but if we have a vision of how we want to be and we make a commitment to that and decision is really important, that this is what you want and how you want to be, things fall into line. Maybe not on your timetable, maybe not on your agenda, but believe me, they will. And I really trust as you listen and grow through our Monday nights, and maybe the little words I get to say on Sunday or the talks I do on Wednesday, that I can begin to have this. Life is actually very simple. There is a power that loves you beyond measure. This energy wants you to have what it is that you want to have. But where it differs a lot is there is no judgment. There is no judgment. And when you have judgment, you will have restriction. You will have restriction and belief in yourself. You will take any little sort of knock in life as being against you, where in fact, that is not the truth. As it says here, when I let go of trying to fix others, I can begin loving me. But this is when you try to, same thing applies if you try to fix you. On the other side was when I let go of trying to control, I find myself more in control. In other words, when we let go of how it's supposed to be and trust the process of life, because you know the end result that you want for yourself. It's not about power. It's about loving and being at one with all there is. So I'm just going to finish by saying, I know there is one power that loves all of us beyond measure. And I pray in knowingness that with this, that we open ourselves up to receive that love, to feel it within us, and know that it supports us, it has our backs. And as we move forward, we can create and be all that we desire to be and even more. I give thanks in the knowing this for each person that listens and hears these words, that they are one with the great spirit of being. And so I give thanks as I let this thought going out to be with all those that require that little extra spark of light to remember who they truly are. And so I say, thank you, Great Spirit, and thank you. And so it is. So it is. As we release this, and I shall see you here next Monday for some more mental treatments. And I will be back Wednesday to begin to discuss how we can create. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Thanks. Bye.